people who's paying you to fight, to watch you fight.
Right.
And they just pick and dodge around all the great fighters. You don't see number 1 fighting number 3 or number 10 fighting number 8. It'd be people like, who's this guy? Where's he from? Who did he fight? It's like,
yeah, I'm starting to hear that a lot with the boxing stuff too. Like, people get in the ring and the announcers will be like, we don't really know this guy.
Yeah, who's this guy?
Next
Everybody looking for like a soft, soft way to make it.
Sorry to interrupt you. You can finish,
it's okay.
By the way. Why did you... What has been your biggest challenge in this career?
My biggest what?
Challenge.
Challenge?
Yeah.
As far as what? Like, what do you mean as far as what?
Overcoming a fight, or have you ever had to train someone that was difficult to train? Anything that you had to overcome that was challenging in this?
I mean, you always gonna run into boxing somebody that really don't understand how to box or how to fight. So I had a lot of those challenges. It's like that's not even a challenge anymore because I had one time I was training a guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling him, he's faced like this, left hand here, right hand here. I said, throw the jab. When you throw the jab, you throw the jab like this. Take it, turn it over, you make it nice and neat, protect your shoulders and everything. Throw the jab neat. I said, you hear what I said, right? He said, yeah. I said, okay, put your hands up. I said, jab. He said, no, jab, left hand. I said, jab. He said, I was like, I want you to use your left hand, not your right hand, but he didn't understand.
It's a language barrier.
I guess. But I never knew that until I experienced like, wow, he really, I'm showing him hands on, and you still throwing your right hand.
You know why that is, right?
I didn't, but now I do now.
A lot of people don't know. Boxing is also a language. You got to know the numbers. You got to know the combinations.
Yeah. You
got to know if you're southpaw. You got to know who you are as a person.
But sometimes, but when you first start, some of those things you don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know if you're a southpaw or if you are Kazakh. You know what I mean? You got to learn that with who's ever training you. He'll be able to tell you, like, they would ask you the first thing, what hand do you write with? You would say your right hand. So that means you're an orthodox. You jab with your left, and your right is your strong hand. You know what I'm saying?
Is it rare that you have someone that's both?
What up, baby? How you doing? Nah, I'm here. How you doing? You good? Speak.
No. Thank you.
I thought you left and I didn't get a
Nah. I'm here. You know I'm here. Yeah.
Is it rare that you'll find someone who has both talents on both hands?
Yeah. You know who I first seen that, like, when you've been in this game so long, you can pick, like, this kid is going to be great. Like, I remember when Zab Judah, when he first walked in the gym, him and his 2 brothers. It was him, his 2 brothers, and his father. And we was in Best Style. That's where he first came to. And I just watched him for maybe like a day or 2, and I was like, yo, this kid is going to be a problem right here. You know what I'm saying? But if you can see, like, how natural it was for him.
You know how scary that is for someone to see you as that talent?
Yeah, but I could see stuff like that.
Because people don't see that, like you said, in themselves.
Yeah.
But someone watching from the outside, you
and
see how they throw a jab.
You can pick it. You can be like Terrence Crawford. I told everybody, yo, I met Terrence Crawford. Top Rank had called me, and they was like, yo, Blimp, we got this kid. We trying to find some sparring for it. Do you have anybody in Blimps that can work with him? I was like, yeah, we got a couple of guys here that can spar with him.
Right.
So he came to town. I had him sparring with 3 guys. It was a twin, and then it was Carlos. This kid Carlos, he's the WBC champion now. And all 3 of them working. When I watched him work,
and
I was like,
when you first saw him use both of his hands, what did you think?
I was like, this kid is going to be...
As far as like stance-wise.
I was like, when I first seen him, I said, this kid is going to be a phenomenon. This kid is nice. He's natural. He's calm. And he can use both hands, and he's not arrogant with it. He's just that he's a true fighter. And you can see all that in him.
Because when you're able to do both, I think it scares people because you're calm, and you switch it in the middle of a fight, they don't know what to do.
No problem. He's a born fighter.
It's clean. I've practiced it. I like it. I think it's something that you just have to do over repetition.
You're born with it.
I had no choice but to use my other hand because I broke my power hand. So I had to use this hand for jabs and everything else. So it just came along the way.
Exactly.
for me, I was just little, a hothead. So everyone just like, oh, he's gonna. And then they threw me into the gym. I think I had to be 8.
What were you? Were you boxing or were you karate? Were you?
I started with boxing.
Okay.
I moved to a neighborhood same as Brownsville.
Okay.
Very first.
Where
day,
you from?
Oh, Syracuse, New York.
Oh, Syracuse. Okay.
The very first day I moved in there, that neighborhood, I got jumped, and my dad took me by the hand. South side of Syracuse, it's called Faith and Hopes.
See, I didn't have that when my dad took me by the hand.
Yeah, he grabbed because he was like, yo, you got, because he was at work, so I had to protect myself while he was gone all day. I had family and stuff.
My mother raised me more than my father did.
Okay.
My mother raised me.
I'm actually more about that. But yeah, for me, I did boxing first. I had not to go too deep, but I just had a little anger issue. You couldn't tell me nothing, especially the kids in the neighborhood. I'm not trying to hear nothing. I didn't know how to talk.
How old are you now?
I'm 29.
29?
Yeah. I didn't know how to articulate myself the way I do now.
Right.
Boxing and jiu-jitsu taught me
all of that. Discipline.
Yeah.
Teaches you discipline.
The running every morning, understanding that you're not running for a fight. You're running to stay mentally calm. You're running to motivate yourself, stuff like that. It's a whole nother language, but that's how I started up with that.
I can see that.
Street shit, and then
but you gotta love it. Whatever you do, you gotta love it.
I didn't know hold you. This might sound crazy. When I got into the adult world, I was 16. I was just tall, so they just threw me in there, and they got me in my first tournament, and I asked them, like, am I going to get in trouble? That's how confused I was. That's how fresh I was. I was like, am I going to get in trouble if I hurt this person?
Nah.
Not cocky or nothing. And he told me, nah, this is a tournament. Go in there. You can either
do your best.
Or win by points. Yeah. And I went in there. I choked the dude out. And that's kind of when I didn't know any moves. So they were surprised that I just went in
there. So you just choked them out?
I just
whatever it takes, I guess.
But yeah, that's how I started. 8 years old, boxing first, then MMA. When I stopped boxing, the guy who's training me, he took me somewhere more professional, and they had different rooms. So I'll go from school, I'll start at 6 p.m., do boxing. The next room will be MMA at 7. I'm going there at 7.
So you was all over the place.
I was every day, just going to each room. I didn't go crazy with the professional fighting or any of that, or I just did it because I love it.
What did you love more?
As far as boxing or all of it. Because when I first got into a ring, they had 10 people in there, and they gave us all a weight ball, and they said do as many squats before the time ran out. Everybody sat down, and I just kept going, and that made me realize, like, I have, not to say the cocky way, but I have more inspiration
than everyone else.
Why did you stop?
Yeah.
Even if it hurt, why did you stop?
Right.
Maybe that's stuff that was going on.
So you had that drive.
Yeah.
You had that want.
I just wanted to get away from everything else, and when I'm in here, I want to focus. Once you put this, if your muscles hurt, but this is still going, you're gonna
work
keep
through
going.
it.
Yeah,
you just gotta work through it.
But that's my little intake.
It ain't like you're gonna be doing it forever. Just work through whatever it is at the moment. Get rid of it.
It's temporary. It
That's
can last
right.
for a minute or an hour or even a day. But eventually, it will subside. I believe I said that correctly. Eric Thomas, I learned from that guy. The next question that I have. Who has been your biggest influence in this career path of yours?
Who's been my biggest influence?
Yeah.
As far as?
Any type of influence that...
I guess I would say my uncles and my cousins. They were my biggest influence, you know what I mean? I used to watch them fight, and they fought for titles. You know, they fought for, except for the world titles. I watched them fight for the world titles 3 and 4 times. So it was like, I would say my family was my biggest influence. to boxing club. You know, they was in it, and they was doing, you know, they did
I can see that because mine was this. Our
well,
family was the same way. Our family
yeah.
was the. I guess it's not influential, but it showed you how to be tough. If you had a problem, and if I go to it to you and you my cousin or uncle, why you coming to me? Go handle it yourself, or I'm gonna handle you and that guy.
Yeah.
So you cannot be scared. So yeah, family was my influence too. Next question. Let's see what we got. We're doing good. I like these. Ooh, what piece of advice would you have for teenagers or adults who are looking to get into your career path, whether it's boxing, amateur or pro, or even coaching?
Just make sure you know what you want to do, and be truthful to yourself that this is what you're going to do, and dedicate yourself. But be sure it's what you want to do, because it's not something you come in here and play with. Because you got to remember, you're playing with other people's lives also. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to come in here and just do some foolery. You want to try to learn the best you can. But for me, it was more like hands-on. I learned everything from hands-on and being around, you know, the great trainers.
Yeah. They don't have that no more.
No.
It's like you said, it's on YouTube, and they think
Yeah,
a
everybody
tutorial
on YouTube and
you know how many people
boxing is crazy right now.
In jiu-jitsu it's how many rounds can you last? Because you're constantly wrestling, and so many people will come sign up for the first class and not be able to take the pressure of someone just constantly just being on them for like 3 minutes, 2 minutes. So I can see that. Next question. I want to go back to your mom. You said she was there to push you. How did she keep you focused, and how did she keep you out of trouble?
The way my mom's kept me out of trouble?
Yeah.
I would say my mom's kept me out of trouble by me seeing how hard she used to work. And she had to do things for us that, you know, other parents probably wouldn't do to make sure we survive and to be able to take care. What up, champ? And to take care of ourselves. And I just know I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to do anything bad that would make her look bad, that would disrespect her. They'd be like, yo, Willa, man, what's up with your kids? They're running around the streets doing this, doing that. What's up with them? You don't raise your kid? I never wanted to have anybody to have that upper hand on her to say that.
They don't have that anymore.
No.
It used to be your last name was everybody.
Yeah, yeah. So that kept me a little grounded. I never wanted her to be embarrassed about me, or somebody come to her and say, your son did this, your son is selling drugs. Why? You know, I never wanted that for her.
I like that. I'll take that. Did she introduce you to boxing gyms or anything, or you just found that on
No,
your
like
own?
I told you, I was like brought up in the streets, like, you know,
So
knowing how to box, how to chest box, how to slap box by those three guys. And then I had family that was in it. So I just liked it, and it was natural to me. It wasn't like something where some people try to learn boxing and they never really learned it. You know what I mean? I was like a natural to this game. I was a natural to this game, but I wasn't hungry enough in this game to get successful as everybody else. But like guys like Tyson, I sparred guys like him. I worked with Tyson. I worked with Lewis, Lennox Lewis. I worked with all these top guys, and I wasn't really having a problem. It wasn't really a struggle. It was something that for me that was
it's natural.
Natural. It wasn't hard for me. And sometimes, and that could have been like a downfall for me too, because it wasn't hard for me, so I really wasn't hungry for the game.
And it's annoying.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
You know what I mean?
In the back of your head, when you go home, as me, I know I do this.
Right.
Yo, I could do better. I know I could beat that guy. I know if I just give it a little bit more. But when I'm 16 beating adults.
Yeah.
I just thought I was doing everything fine. Let me just keep going in, not putting an extra. Because you're going to have to put an extra battery in your back to get to that next level.
To get to the top, yes. Some people have, but I didn't. But I don't even think I had to do that. All I had to do was just stay dedicated. But I was more like all over the place.
You're from the streets.
I was even training people when I was fighting. What did you say?
You're from the streets. Nothing.
Yeah.
And once you go from there, everything else is
easy. Yeah. This is nothing.
I'm the same way. I just told somebody, I was like, for me, it's I said, if I can come from that then I could sit down and talk to a stranger.
Easy, no problem.
This
is a joy. This is like a
Thank
joy.
You.
Yeah, what up,
no, no, you're Gucci. A lot of you know how many people don't have that mentality because
this way, not that way.
They don't get out. They don't see that they can, and this life that you're living in, this environment is so much more harder than what's out there.
Yeah,
that's how I felt about it.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. Yeah,
just because of that environment, you got sneaks, you got fake faces, you have people who say they did this, but then they're just pushing you to do it, and they've never done it. Luckily, I've never fallen for the peer pressure because I will see those individuals. To me, I look at you like, why don't you go do it? So now they want to fight me because I question them.
You're right.
I understand that. So it's like
that's the way of life, though, man.
Yeah,
that's how people are, man.
That was pretty interesting for me to see. The last question isn't really, because to me, you already have that 5 years you would have thought where you saw yourself in 5 years. You're here and you're doing successful.
I've been doing this since I was 17.
Yeah.
I'm 63.
You're 63?
Yeah. I'll be 64 my next birthday, June 7th.
Shit. I just turned 29, January 20th. Yeah, so
you wasn't even thought about when
I know. You're probably like, how do you know about Frank Lucas?
Yeah, and all those guys. I actually know these people, but you wasn't even thought about, bro.
Those, again, I came from that environment, so it's like
right.
It caught my interest. And my dad was kind of like that. So when you drive in that Cadillac with him, I'm in the back seat. Everyone's dapping him up. No one's arguing with him.
Yeah.
He was also into the fighting too. He was.
Who that?
My dad.
Oh yeah.
He was not boxing, more so in the streets.
Okay.
Everyone would tell me stories about like him being known as a one-hitter quitter.
Yeah. I heard of that one-hitter quitter. But back then, boxing and chess boxing and slap boxing, all that stuff was like an art. Was like an art in your neighborhood. Like certain projects, like it would be the projects would be like, let's just say we live in Kingsborough, right? They would be like, who the man in Kingsborough? They'd be like, oh, yo, that's Hugger. You know Hugger? Hugger the man, he slap box. Then they'd be in Lafayette Garden. Who's the man over there? Blah, blah, blah. We used to actually get together and see these two guys get down and see who's the. It used to be so beautiful, man.
Because we used to do that in the school locker rooms too.
Yeah.
I couldn't do the slap boxing.
But those days are gone, bro.
No, it's not even that. I just can't do it. Even when they try to do it with me, everyone knows me. Not for being like crazy or fighting or anything like that, but everyone knows don't play with Lloyd. Don't play with him and joke with him. But if you touch me in my face, these turn into balls, not hands.
Right away.
Right off the rip. I don't. I was damn. Now that I'm talking about this, I'm so much more calm and chill. Because you can do the smallest thing that I felt was disrespectful back then, and these just come up. I had to learn to articulate and understand words can be more damaging than these. And once I figured that out, I started practicing with these, started reading more, taking less stress off myself. I got tired of fighting. But to wrap this up, is there anything you would like to tell this generation coming up of boxers or?
Only thing I would like to tell anybody coming up in boxing, make sure it's something you want to do. And make sure you love the game. And make sure you get with the right people. Being in the right people's hands are very important. But sometimes you can come in the gym and get with one of those guys who just come in here to make money and think they know and understand the game. It can get you hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because right away, I'm around a lot of guys now, right? You get a guy come in the gym, he probably was in the gym for a week. They already got him in the ring boxing. Like, why would you put someone in the ring that's only been here a week and have them sparring? They know nothing about jab. They know nothing about stepping over. They know nothing about how to keep their foundation, how to slip, how to move from side to side. And you got them in there boxing. It's not being taught anymore. It's not being taught. And to me, that gives me an advantage because I actually teach my guys. So when I see guys doing certain things, I'm like, he's not even gonna be a problem for the guys that I'm working with right now because they don't understand what's really going on.
Has it really changed that much?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because I remember you couldn't even touch the punching bag before you get in the ring.
Yeah, but not here today.
See,
Not today.
That's
They be
scary.
like, let me see what you look like. I don't look like nothing. I'm here. I came here for you to train me. What you mean what I look like?
Yeah.
You're going to show me how to look and how to present myself. You want to see what I look like. I know nothing about this, bro. If I did, I wouldn't have to come here to ask you to train.
As a coach, you're supposed to be able to scope somebody
Right.
from the head down.
Right.
I'm a personal trainer, so when I train
but they don't
clients,
do that no more these days.
I like to look at the human body differently.
Right.
Like a brick first.
Yep.
And then scope it away.
Break them down. That's it. That's how you do it.
Yeah. That's
Well, that's how it used to be done.
So now, would you say, actually, Tank Davis, what do you think about him?
Tank Davis? Tank Davis is a good fighter. His foundation is strong. I know his people that train him. He has some good trainers. Tank Davis is good. But I don't think he's better than Shakur.
Why not?
Because, I mean, I've been around Shakur. I know Shakur. I think Shakur is a pure boxer. His IQ is
High.
Off the chain. And he's going to understand how to push you, Tank, how to turn you, how to keep you on the end of the jab when you get close, clinch, referee break this, put him back out on the end of the jab. He's a smart guy. He's a real scientific guy with his boxing.
And Tank Davis, what's his breakdown look like to you?
Tank want to hurt everything. He want to hurt everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His main issue is to get out to you, to destroy you, to hurt you. No matter what it takes to hurt you, he's going to try.
Because I notice his punches are like as if he wants to go through you.
He do.
It's like
everything is hard.
There's a difference between throwing a jab and then throwing that hook and following straight through.
Not him. He's following through.
Yeah, he's going straight. And he has the size for it too to hit you right in this whole midsection.
And hurt.
Who else would I like to bring up?
But he's a great fighter. I like Tank.
What do you think about the UFC?
I don't watch it.
Why is that?
Because I'm not really into it. I'm not really into watching people kick and choke each other out and hit each other in the eyes and use your elbows and stuff like that. I mean, that's like, for me, that's like, boxing is it's a crazy game too. It's a hard game, but I think that's more savage.
It's art too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So would you say the UFC is more savagey, you say?
Yeah, to me, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I went into it.
Yeah.
Because at that time in my mind, like you said, you have to know if you really want to do this.
Yeah.
There's consequences that come with all
of it.
A lot of consequences.
And
once I got into that,
so I don't watch it. People